What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. We are back, people, back in the mix, back in the UK, and back on the live streams. Good to be back with all the community people. Before we get into it, let's go into Granit Xhaka mode as usual. Although Granit Xhaka the other day, I see man flicking the ball over people's head and hitting volleys and all sorts, but we won't get carried away with that one, people. Big up to each and every one of you. Want to thank all of you for all the comments, all the support. Had an absolute blast over there on the US tour. Met so many great Arsenal fans, passionate fans. Big up to everyone. Appreciate everyone who's been watching as well. You know, who's been sending messages and for the views and all that. So big up each and every one of you. Really appreciate it. And good to be back, people. Apologies for turning up late. Literally, I was sitting here on time. I switched the camera on. Haven't even took the camera out of the suitcase. And, you know, the battery's gone. It's travelled over. The battery's ran out. So I had to charge it for an extra 10 minutes. I'm hoping it doesn't switch off while I'm on air, people. Let's see what you're saying in the comments. Man was saying you was on Florida time. Listen, you know what I'm like, people. It is what it is. Big up, Alex. Hope you're well. Jashar, big up, bro. Good to see the community, you know. 51K, sure. Have we hit 51K? I don't even know, you know. I know we were pretty close, but big up to everyone anyway. Great hat. I haven't wore this hat in a while, to be fair. Starman, what does he say? Starman named Shaw is back in the building. Big up, Elliot. Wasim said US has converted Big C. Man's in the new training kit. I can't lie, people. I got the training kit. I got the black kit. I've got the home kit. I almost even bought a US tour t-shirt. I won't be buying the pink kit, though. I can't lie. I won't be buying the pink kit. But yeah, man, do you know what? I'm not going to lie. The tour has hyped me for the new season. You know, maybe it'll all come crashing down. I hope not, but I am hyped up for the season. I can't lie. I just want to see a couple more new signings, people. And then I think we've got a good chance. But there's definitely a feel-good factor amongst the fan base at the moment. And listen, you know me, people. You've seen me when things are going wrong. I'm the first one to go crazy. I've ripped the shirt off. I've threw things across the room. But we have to, you know, at least enjoy things when they look as if they're going well. But I still believe there's more work to do for Edu and them guys in this transfer window. Big up my brother, Kevin Campbell in the chat. Kev, hit me up. Let me know when you're free. We got to do a show before the season starts. I actually spoke to Kev briefly in the airport. I think Lee Judges rang him when we was in the airport, and I spoke to him quickly, man. Big up, Kev. Said, great to see you with the lads in the USA, and congrats hitting 50K too. Big up to all the Gooners. Big up yourself, Kev. Looking forward to the season, and I'll shout you, bro. We definitely got to get a show done ahead of the season. I haven't had you on for a little while. Big up, Kev. Jam Rock says, bless up, Curtis. Congrats, bro. Big up yourself, bro. And yeah, man, I am king. Big up everyone. Deshaun said, Maryland in the house. Why no selfie with Eddie? Hey, relax yourself, bro. Do you know what? I didn't even meet Eddie, to be fair. I didn't even meet him. I saw him. I saw him at the other end of the tunnel, but I didn't meet him. It's been a while. Big up yourself, bro. I appreciate that. Curtis, you are not getting rid of me. I told you. Shaq will probably end up getting the armband, you know. Big up Jashari said, Curtis bought the kit and put Stan on the back. Yo, relax yourself, man. Nah, no Stan business, man. None of that, you know. But that black kit, listen. Listen, all I'm saying to anybody, right? Do not try that black kit on. If you think to yourself, you know what? I'm not buying that black kit. I'm not putting money in the Kroenke's pocket. All I'm saying is don't try that kit on, because if you put that top on, you are going to pull out your debit card real quick. That kit is unreal. That's one of the best kits I've seen for ages, with the gold writing on the back. It's madness, people. Big up Josh Shaw. Hope you're well, bro. FTL Gooner Craig. Big up. Hey, pleasure to meet you, man. Go and follow them. Fort Lauderdale Gooners. Great to meet you. And listen, if we get back over to the States, it'd be good to link up. Said, big up, Curtis. Was awesome meeting you in Orlando, my friend. Big up yourself, bro. Appreciate the donation. Sniper Scope. Curtis, keep it 100. Thoughts on Jesus? Listen, you know me. I always keep it 100. You don't even have to say that. For me, at the moment, obviously it's difficult because I've seen Arsenal look great in pre-season before, and then things go tumbling down real quick. For me at the moment, I think Jesus could be one of the bargains of the season. I think he could be one of the bargains of the season because you look at the market now, if you're trying to get a striker, Chelsea have no out-and-out striker, right? Timo Werner's having to play wide. They're playing Havertz, false nine. Man United have got 37, nearly 38-year-old Ronaldo up front who doesn't even want to be there. You know, Man City have bought probably the best young striker in the world along with Mbappe. I think Jesus would have cost 60, 70 million if he had 2 or 3 years on his deal. And what he gives us now is that ability to press from the front properly. Lacazette didn't really have the energy to do that. He dropped too deep. I think Jesus can score 20 goals if he gets the right service. But there's a long way to go. But what I've seen of him so far, he looks as if he's settled in. He looks like he's played for Arsenal for years. He looks as if he's ready to prove that he can be a top striker. Bargain, in my opinion, but we need another 2 signings of that same sort of level. For me, I would like to see a right back who could come in and challenge Tomiyasu, somebody more attacking. I think Tomiyasu's injury prone. I would sign a centre midfielder. I would probably even sign another striker to challenge Jesus because I'm still not convinced Eddie is good enough if Jesus was injured for a long time. And I would probably sign a winger as well. You know, they wanted Rafinha, so they must have intentions on a winger. I would actually like to see maybe 3 or 4 players. I don't think Arsenal will sign more than 2. I want to at least see a centre midfielder and maybe a winger come in. Kev said we need minimum 2 players to be ready. I want 4 players. There you go. Spot on. We agree for once, Kev. We agree. 4 players for me, but it's just not going to happen because the squad is massive and we haven't sold anyone. We need to sell 3, 4, 5 players before we can bring a few in. So I don't think we'll sign more than 2. And that probably even that depends on players being sold as well. Broad said, give him the 14 shirt. Hey, you really, I'm telling you, man, that 14 shirt, there was a lot, we had a lot of debates and arguments in Orlando about that number 14 shirt. It's very split. I have to admit, half the people are sort of saying it doesn't matter, it's a number, just let him play. Some people are saying it's ridiculous. It is what it is. He's got it. Now he's got to do something in it. Ben Goon, I said, Big C, English boy living in Florida, met you in the Harper and Kelt before the Orlando game. What a legend you are, mate. Was a pleasure. I remember you, Ben. I know you messaged me on Twitter. Met you over there. Pleasure to meet you, bro. Thank you for giving up your time. Met some great Arsenal fans over there, man. We look very fit with Saliba. Saliba, honestly, I mean, again, I have to stay calm with a lot of these opinions because I've seen Arsenal beat Bayern Munich in pre-season and then go and finish 8th. So, but we look fantastic in pre-season. But again, Palace away with Zaha at your neck, it's different to pre-season. That intensity, that demand for 3 points is a lot different. The pressure levels are a lot higher. But Saliba looks like an absolute Rolls Royce of a centre-back in pre-season. You know, he looks as if he could be better than Gabriel, if I'm being honest, because he's a lot more calm. Gabriel still wants to wrestle people and try and win the ball sometimes when it's not there. Saliba looks absolutely outrageous in pre-season, but again, he has to do it in the Premier League when the pressure's on. That is different. Drogbino, big up yourself, bro. It was nice to see you in Florida. Big up, big up, big up. Listen, I met so many people from the channel in Florida. People coming up to me saying, yo, this is me on finger. Yo, what's happening? Yo, it was all love, man. Do you know what? Somebody said to me over there, great question. They said, why do you think the vibe's so good out here, but not necessarily always when you're back in London? And I'm like, because of the fact we're playing pre-season out here, everybody's laid back. It's a party atmosphere. When it's 3 points on the line and you're dropping points and you haven't made the signings, I think that pressure kind of makes the vibe different in the UK, which is a shame because I got to be honest, the atmosphere over there was absolutely fantastic. It's actually a party vibe over there. So big up Drogby, and I appreciate that, bro. Lewis said Saliba is my kind of centre-back. I think every Arsenal fan loves what they're seeing of William Saliba at the moment. Broad said London is toxic in general. I think sometimes in England, people, their focus is on the wrong sorts of things, you know. For example, there's fans that will have a problem with AFTV, will have a problem with my channel, will have a problem with, other channels that are out there, Turkish, whatever, because of people's opinions. Now, there's channels that are out there that, I might not agree with their opinion, but I'm not going to be like, oh, if I see you at the ground, I'm going to tell you about your channel. At the end of the day, we're all there for Arsenal. We all want the best for the club. We've all got different opinions on the way they should get there. But the reality is we all want the best for the club. And I think that needs to be more of the focus in England, and that's probably the problem, that the focus sometimes isn't on the club. When it comes to England, man. Kev said the machete is samurai sharp. Come on, you Gunners. Come on, man. Listen, new season. It's new hope, new optimism. What I will give the club some credit for is the fact that they look more organised for the season. For once, we've got signings in the door. Last season, we went to Brentford, got bullied. We still hadn't signed players. This season, Jesus is in. Zinchenko's joined us now. Zinchenko's not even being spoken about that much, He's just got through the door. We've got him in. I actually think that's a very, very good signing, Zinchenko. Can play left back, can play centre mid. Another Manchester City player. That is a very good signing. Saliba is effectively a new signing for Arsenal because he's never played for us. He looks like he could be our best centre back if he develops the way he's looked. And obviously Jesus, Fabio Vieira, we haven't even seen him yet. I just want to see 2 more. I want 4, but I want to see 2 more. So let's see what happens, people. Let's see what happens. But yeah, it was a great trip. Big up to everyone we met over there. The energy was amazing. Literally got mobbed as we came out of the Chelsea game. I felt like a superstar. I felt like Kevin Campbell. If you ever seen that video of Kev when he's at Goodison Park and the Everton fans are mobbing him, I felt like that, Kev. I know what it feels like now, Kev. But no, it was amazing, people. Great trip. Hopefully Arsenal go to America again, and wherever they go next year, I'll be going there. That is for sure. Desmond said, you guys get Arsenal every week. We get Arsenal once in a blue moon. Can't take it for granted. And that could be another thing. That's a good point. When you can go and watch Arsenal every week, maybe you take it for granted, where fans in maybe America or other parts of the world, they might get to see Arsenal once every few years. So when they're there, you're going to really show that love and support. And that's a good point. Thank you for your super chat, bro, Desmond. Really appreciate that. Elliot said the club looks more in lockstep with the supporters. Great to see. Long may it continue. Listen, met a number of Arsenal staff members out there. I think the only one I didn't get to really speak to directly was Arteta. I did briefly say, he walked by with security and I just said, good luck for the season. He said, thanks. But I spoke to Edu, spoke to a number of other staff members at Arsenal, and I think they're starting to realise that they've got to come out of their old ways. I've said this many times. Arsenal are still a few years behind certain other clubs in this country in terms of a lot of the fan power now goes through YouTube channels, through fan channel platforms. Now, Arsenal have always been very distant of channels like myself, of AFTV, of this, that, the other. You look at Man United, Flex is in the press conference, interviewing players on tour. They've welcomed him in. Liverpool with like Red Men TV, they're in the press conference, they're interviewing players, they're interviewing staff. Manchester City, they got Big Steve working on their channel now on YouTube and interviewing players. Arsenal have always been, stay away from us, we're going to do our own thing. Times are changing. Times are changing. Fans now are not going onto the TV to find out about their club. They're going on YouTube to watch fan channels. And I think Arsenal are now realising that we have to connect with these channels and we have to understand what the fans are feeling. I know that Edu has said that, he may do some work with AFTV. Which would be absolutely brilliant. Frimpong, as you've said there, Frimpong now working for Arsenal's YouTube channel, somebody that came through AFTV and obviously did his own thing on social media. So I think there has to be this change of energy from Arsenal. Stop looking at fan channels as, they're the enemy of us and, we can't work with them. Like Cage is saying here himself with Leeds, he did an advert with Leeds. They need to start working with these channels and connecting us. That's the best way for us to move forward. I don't know about anybody else. I watch YouTube more than TV. And in fact, Jake's just said that as well. So times are changing. Arsenal need to understand we're in a different generation now, and it's time to connect together instead of pulling us apart. So yeah, anyway, we move on, people. We move on. C. Tambo said, greetings from Norway. Love your content, Big C. Keep it up, though. Good work, my guy. I appreciate that. 6 Champions League winners said 100. Jamrock Gunners said, for real, Curtis. Gunners to Jamaica next preseason. Hey, listen, I don't know if I should be revealing this, but I know for a fact that Robbie is looking to do an AFTV tour of Jamaica, and obviously if they go Jamaica, I'll be going to that. So yeah, keep it locked. I know they're trying to do that. So yeah, man. But anyway, let's move on, people. Hit the like button and subscribe. I know we've gone past 50k. I know we're pretty close to 51k. So let's continue moving up this ladder. Sniper said, cancelled my Sky, got YouTube Premium. It's where I spend my watch time. It makes sense. It makes sense. I mean, I'm paying over £100 a month to watch Sky Sports. You can pay £10 for YouTube Premium. I watch YouTube more than Sky Sports. You know, it's crazy. I still have to pay it even during the off season because I've signed a contract to it. So, you know, it's moving in a different direction, you know. Sky Sports is sweating. Listen, they know that they have to. They know that they have to work with these companies now as well. Fitz said the football fan existed long before media TV for generations. Here we live in the real world of supporting our club day in, day out, and the sacrifices we make. The club take us for granted. I hear you. A man saying get a fire stick. Don't worry, man. There's a fire stick about too, people. I can't lie. But, you know, for the sake of the watch-alongs, I need it to be bang on time with the game. And, you know, some of them fire sticks is a little 30, 40-second delay. So it is what it is, people. But, hey, it is what it is. Right, let's move on. Let's talk about Edu. Edu, who is, he's creating waves at the moment with these interviews. I'm not going to go through all of it. We're just going to go through a few of his quotes where he's talking about signing players and so on and so forth. But what I really want to ask you is, how much do you buy into this Edu interview? Are you looking at it and thinking, all right, this is great that our sporting director is speaking out and he's being very open about a lot of things, you know, about Emery being sacked, about signing players? Or are you looking at it as it's just a PR stunt at the beginning of the season? I would say it's a combination of the two, because at the end of the day, clubs put these interviews out when things are looking good. We've got a wavy new kit. We've signed a couple of good players. We're getting good results in pre-season. It's a beautiful time for Edu to do this interview. Last summer when he did this interview with Jeff Shreves, when we was ripping him apart, we were having a difficult pre-season. We hadn't made major signings. Everybody was fuming. And he got hammered for it. So I kind of want to ask you what you think it is. Amo said a mix of both. The proof is in the pudding. South London's fight. Exactly. I agree with you on that one. You can talk as much as you want. We need to see, you know, the performances. Good PR. Kai said it's a PR stunt. Viper said he looks very committed, to be honest. Listen, I don't doubt Edu's commitment. I got to be honest. I don't doubt it. Even Mikel Arteta. I've never doubted his commitment. It's whether you're good enough. You know, I've never once said Mikel Arteta's not committed enough to Arsenal or Edu. It's, are you good enough to get us back to where we need to get to? Wasim said he spoke well, but have to take it with a pinch of salt. Ghosted said, I like what he says, but Edu dropping the F-bomb is trying to be relatable. Half PR, half real. Yeah, it's interesting. He swore in the interview. I was like... I know they blanked it out, but yeah, I think it is this, as Omar said, it's an actions speak louder than words kind of thing. But I have to admit, listen, we were the first people when Wenger was here saying he doesn't tell us enough. So I do have to applaud him for being open about what's going off. Edu said, he said, I started to talk, engage the player, But what about my contract? I said, I want to understand if you engage with this. Let's talk about the money. No. One day I said to the agent, thank you very much. It's not what I want to do. And he went on to say, it works both ways. I want to show them, but I want them to see as well if they want to enjoy, because if I smell something's wrong, then thank you very much, I don't sign them. I faced an experience like this for a player at Dortmund. So he's basically saying, you know, if he senses that the player's coming to the club for the wrong reason, he'll walk away from the deal. Now, I was just looking through the Dortmund squad list. I wonder who the player is that we were trying to sign from Dortmund. Was it Haaland? I mean, obviously it wasn't. No, I did. Sutherland's finest. You're right. A lot of people on Twitter saying it was this Julian Brandt that apparently we tried to sign him when we were linked with Odegaard, and he said the vibe was not good. I don't know if that's been confirmed, whether it was him, but a lot of the big accounts on Twitter were saying that it was Julian Brandt. He said on signing players face to face, I go there, I meet the player, I have to travel to Germany, anywhere. I want to see the player, the agent, the family, put everyone together and say, guys, listen to me, then I sell what we are doing. I mean, it's blah, 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 innit, really? He's not saying anything, you know, riveting that we're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe he said this. It's all just typical kind of talk, really. I know he said a few things on Emery. King's Football Show said, I did criticise him last season when he didn't set any goals, so I have to praise him when he does. But obviously all big companies have PR intentions as well. I mean, he said this time that, you know, we have to win things. He still didn't directly say that he wants Champions League because he doesn't want to put that pressure on Mikel Arteta, but he knows that we need to get top four this season. He spoke about signing Gabriel Jesus. Do you know what? I think he convinced Jesus in a very good way. He said that he said to Jesus, I said to him, one thing which his agent said was really nice. I said, Gabriel, I'm here to try to sign you, but not the Gabriel Jesus from this season. I want the Gabriel from the other seasons because this season you've not played the way I know. He then went on to say, you've lost your shine. When I see you this season, I'm not seeing you as before because I know you very well. I want the Gabriel Jesus from last season because, again, you have to be Gabriel. He looked at me and said, you're right. So, you know, he won him over with the emotion, you know. He's known him for a while. He also said in the interview, you know, that Chelsea, up until the last couple of days of him signing the contract, were heavily in for him. And as soon as Chelsea got rid of Lukaku, apparently they went all in. They even said that they matched the offer with Manchester City. Manchester City were willing to let him go as well. So I think we have to understand that that was a good signing, getting Gabriel Jesus. He could have easily gone to Chelsea, played Champions League, and you know, and they do need a striker. You know, Lukaku's gone. We watched them the other day against Arsenal. They clearly need a striker. Havertz, I don't think you win the Premier League with Kai Havertz up front. You don't win the Premier League with Timo Werner up front. Chelsea need a striker. Jesus would have gone straight into their team. So I think we did real well. And I always say, people, anybody you can criticise, you have to praise when they do something right. And I've criticised Edu at times for that interview last year and some of his signings, but I will praise him for this one. He got it right. He pulled on the heartstrings of Jesus and he managed to get that deal done. So, listen, do you know what? I'm not even going to bang on about the interview for too long. I think it's all kind of typical football chat. I just like the fact that he's talking about targets for the season. And what that does, it increases the pressure on Mikel Arteta, because last season he kind of hid from committing to anything. He's now saying, I want to win things. We've got to win things this season. And that increases the pressure on the manager. And we can't say that he hasn't been backed, because he's been seriously backed. Alan's saying he's still the best travel agent ever. Elliot said, Curtis, Chelsea are in trouble up top. Arsenal stole a march on them with Jesus. I have to admit, watching Chelsea the other day, they look very disorganised. I think individually they've got fantastic players, no doubt about that. But they look very unorganised. They look like some of the players don't want to be there. Big C, it looks like Edu. What does he say here? Edu is the boss. So what is Vinay? Nah, Vinay does the sponsorships and stuff. Vinay's the money man. He'll get us the Rwanda deal, the Emirates deal, all of that. But ultimately, Edu and Mikel Arteta are running the show at the moment. They're deciding who we buy and all them sorts of things. So yeah, Edu's in a good position. Desmond said, I think Edu is doing his job in the right way. His job is to sell the dream. Mikel is the one who executes it. Of course, it's PR people, sell the project. Listen, for me, and a lot of people ask me this question in Orlando. So listen, you've given Arteta a hard time. What do you expect to see this season? I expect by the end of this season, Arsenal to be in the Champions League. That's me. Get us in the Champions League. If we're not in the Champions League at the end of this season, I think we've failed. This manager has been backed unbelievably since he's been in the job. He's had time, he's had patience, he's had finances, he's had everything. He's got rid of all the egos, all the personalities that Edu keeps talking about we got to get rid of. He's got 2 opportunities. You've got top 4, you've got Europa League. I would like to see us get top 4 because I think when you get in the top 4, I think that proves that you can perform over a long period of time. You can actually win a Europa League without being a particularly good team. You get out of the groups quite easy. If you get kind of lucky with your draw, you may only have to beat 2 or 3 good teams to win the Europa League. I think to get top 4, to go over 38 games, to prove that you can keep it going over a season, that would prove that we are back to the level that we need to be at. And as you can see here, people, this is the spending since the Kroenkes took full charge of Arsenal. And there is a huge amount of spending there. 70 million actually was the end of that season. So this season, the 70 million season was Emery's season. They hadn't taken full charge yet because he needed more than that. Then it was 138 million. That was the Pepe, Kieran Tierney summer. 82 million was Arteta's first season, then 156 million last season, our biggest ever spending transfer window. And then we've already spent 121 million this summer. We're the highest spenders in the Premier League again. And, you know, we offered 50 million for Rafinha. We're still looking at Tielemans. You could see Arsenal get close to 200 million spending this summer. And I'm sorry, there's no excuses. There can be no excuses this summer. Some people said I've been too harsh on Arteta. I don't think I have, but I'm sorry, there's no room for error this season. You are in Europa League, which is not a hard tournament to navigate in the group stage. You don't have to go full strength. You've signed the players you want. You've got rid of the egos. You know, Edu was talking about Mustafi, Kolasinac, Ozil, Aubameyang, all these players on big wages that they needed to get rid of to bring young, hungry players in. He's got no excuse now. The whole team is his team pretty much. Either he signed them or he gave them new deals. So it's down to you now, Mikel. That team looks very good. I still don't think the squad looks very good. And the fact that you can make 5 substitutes this season, I think we need more strength in depth. And I think we need at least 2 more signings. So crazy money there. 277 million spent in the last 2 seasons alone. With more to be spent as well by the looks of it. So you're looking at over 300 million in 2 summers, which I'm sorry, you have to produce something with that. Getting Europa League is not enough. Lewis said, got the black kit and changed all my graphics. Shameless. Had to get the baby home shirt, though. I was expecting a junior gunner. Big up Big C in the community. Big up Lewis. Listen, I might need some black and gold graphics as well. I can't lie, because that kit is unreal. I love that kit. Crew's got that kit as well, so it had to be done, I'm afraid. Top 4 on a trophy. League position has to reflect progress. Agree, Sean. Mr. Smith said, top 4 is a limit in self-belief. If you understood the double slit experiment of quantum physics, you would all be saying, like me, Prem title. Mr. Smith, I mean, listen, I'm not even going to cap. Double slit experiment of quantum physics. I don't know what that is, but it sounds good. I can't lie. But I know what you're saying. Listen, you aim for the top. In my head, do I want Arsenal to win the league this year? Of course I do. Are Arsenal going to win the league this year? They're not. I'm sorry, they're not. Listen, I can be an optimist. I also have to be a realist. We are still a few years behind Manchester City. So whilst I understand what you're saying, aim for the top, I'm also going to be realistic. We ain't winning the Premier League title this year. While Pep's at Man City and signing Haaland, it's just not happening, my friend. It's just not happening. But hopefully we get there in the end, you know. Huge spend anyway. South London's like, yo, smash the like, share. Can we get 1,000 likes? Road to 60k and beyond now, people. Sharon said, enjoyed all the Orlando content. Can't wait for the season to start. Hopefully it's a better start than last year. Anton said, see you, Net. Big up your damn self, bro. Broad said, do you feel we should go harder for the EFL Cup? It's a good way to instill a winning mentality. Pep uses it very effectively. I get you on that because, you know, you win a trophy in February or March, it already kind of gives you that lift, I think, to go and attack the rest of the season. I think Arsenal in the last few years have gone for it a little bit stronger. We lost to Liverpool this year, which, you know, in the semi-final over 2 legs, we were short at that time as well. Aubameyang had gone, Xhaka was out, we didn't sign a midfielder or a striker. So I actually think Arsenal have gone for it in the last couple of years. I remember we lost to Man City a couple of years ago when Renarson let one go through his hands. I think that was the quarterfinal. So, yeah, it would be nice to win that trophy. Leicester won it when City was bad, and I think Leicester's a one-off, I got to be honest. I don't think you will see that happen for a long, long time. Tehran said, big up my brother, love your content. Trust me, I always take it in. And AFTV, you guys got it locked. Hey, man, big up, bro. It was a great tour, man. And listen, I have to big up the guys who I was over there with, to be honest. There was a fantastic group of people to be around. We had so many laughs. You know, some nights we was up late just debating football. We had a great time over there. Everyone over there got shown bags and bags of love by all the fans. And, you know, they put in some fantastic work. That the vlogs, the camera guys, you know, Jason and Brennan were doing, you know, all the work that Robbie and Lee and everyone, and Cecil. I thought Cecil was fantastic on that tour, man. You know, from where he started when he went in AFTV to now sitting in a press conference asking Mikel Arteta questions, man. You have to big him up. James with all his analytics, you know, Turkey, every single person over there, you know, did fantastic work. So I have to big up all of them, man. It was massive. Let's have a look. Klopp and Pep wanted the Arsenal job. Well, we know for a fact that Pep wanted it. Pep was before he went to Bayern Munich, he was willing to take it, but Wenger signed a new contract and we couldn't get him. Let's have a look. Big C at the moment. What is your top 5 Premier League clubs in the transfer window? It's a tough one. Who's had the best window? It hurts me to say it. I think Spurs have had a good window for them. I think Man City have had a good window. I know they've only bought one player, really. No, 2. They bought Phillips, but, you know, Haaland could be the game changer for them that wins them the Champions League. So they've had a good window. I don't really think Man United's window's been great. They've signed 3 players. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, Nottingham Forest, I got to be honest. Getting Jesse Lingard to Forest is unbelievable. 200 grand a week. Jay Lings, you know, great signing. So they've had a good window as well. I can't really think of too many others. I don't really know. There haven't been that many signings. So I'll probably say Man City, Forest, Tottenham, Arsenal. I think we've had a good window. Leeds, yeah. Yeah, Leeds have had a good window. Sinisterra, I think they've signed. And a few others. So, yeah, I'll go for Leeds, maybe. I think Chelsea have got work to do. And I think Man United have got work to do as well. Let's have a look. Usman said, Big C, when you were meeting with the players, it seemed more like the players were meeting with you. Yo, I said the big bully. Yo, Smith Road, come here, boy. Come here. They showed, on one of the clips, they showed it where I think he walked past Cecil. Cecil called him. They were trying to say he blanked him. I don't think he did. I think he saw him as he'd kind of walked past him. and he wasn't really going to, draw back and speak to him because the security was pushing the players past a lot of the time. When I saw Smith Rowe, I saw him before he got to me. So I'd already, made eye contact, say, yo, come here, what you saying, bro? Yo, you fit? All right, cool, go on, man. You know what I mean? So that's how you have to pull up on these, man, you have to pull up. Jashar said, big up Curtis, qualifying for the Champions League is a myth with a brittle midfield relying on Partey and a single point of failure, Jesus, if he gets injured. I agree with you. And this is what I said so many times on the tour to people. Everybody's saying, what a window. I'm saying, listen, it's been a good window. And like you said there, you've named probably the two main players there. Thomas Partey gets injured, the midfield's a write-off straight away. I don't care what combination you pick out of the other four that are available. The midfield's a write-off. Xhaka, Lokonga, El Neni. Is that all of them? That's all of them, right? Am I missing a centre mid? Xhaka, El Neni, Lokonga. And Vieira is kind of maybe more of a number 8/number 10. But if Partey comes out of that midfield, it's a mess. And if Jesus gets injured, I'm sorry, people could tell me all they want about Eddie. And Eddie looked sharp in pre-season. Let me not lie, right? He looked sharp. Do I think that Eddie could hold down this strike force for 15, 20 games? I just don't think he can. So you are right in that sense. The strength in depth is not quite there for me. And that is my worry this season. Not going to lie, ESR looks shook, fam. ESR, man, I'm here, man. It's all love. We're Arsenal, bro. I'm wearing the shirt, but maybe I was a bit aggressive on that. Yo, come here, man. What you saying? Picture. Yo, where you going? Where you going, boy? Come here. No, but it is what it is. Salva said Chelsea got Sterling and Koulibaly. That's already levels. Unbelievable signings. I just think, I think something's not quite right at Chelsea. Listen, they've still got individual brilliance that will get them high and challenging for trophies. But I don't know, they looked a bit disjointed. They look like, I don't know, the new owners. And yeah, I mean, that's their problem. Let me not worry about them. Vieira was in awe meeting his idol. Sure, he was like, listen, man, I've come from Portugal. I can't believe I'm here with Curtis Shaw TV. Joey said, big up from South Texas. Hope Arsenal can come to Texas one day. Would love to link up with you guys. Yeah, listen, I really, really hope they go to America again next summer. They probably won't, to be honest, because I know they usually kind of rotate with what countries the way they go to. Mr. Smith said, the way the club treat the American fans is fantastic. Why are they treating fans in North London differently? They need to build a closer relationship. I mean, you look at it, right? Go to America. Now, I know it's a tour, and I suppose they make more of a conscious effort. Day one. Now, we missed the Monday. We got there on Tuesday because, people couldn't go on the Monday. So we go there Tuesday. On Monday, they have a kit launch. I think 5 Arsenal players were there, and fans got to meet them and speak to them. That's day one. Day two, we get there. They've got an event on. I think Ray Parlour was there, Gilberto Silva. Fans are there again. You meet them, you speak to them, meet the fans as well. Great. Wednesday, you have the game. I was very fortunate at the game, the Orlando City game. I got backstage access to that game with Robbie and Cecil, so I got to meet some of the players. I was in the tunnel. I went on the pitch, met Edu, saw Arteta, met Cafu. You wouldn't believe it, right? My battery ran out on my phone. I'm walking out of the ground. As I'm walking out of the ground, I see Cafu. Couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my days, possibly the best right back to ever play the game. And I can't even take a picture with him. I met Denilson, the one who used to do all the stepovers for Brazil. I was a bit devastated because Rivaldo and Roberto Carlos were there. And they were across the other side and I couldn't get to them. So that was a shame. But I got backstage access to that game. Didn't manage to get it to the Chelsea game. It was a little bit more difficult. And then the day after, they were at Disney World again. They met some of the fans, and Arteta took questions from fans. And then you had the Chelsea game and stuff like that. And I think to myself, in all the years that man's been in England, when have I ever gone to an event where they've said, oh yeah, fans can come and meet the players and speak to them, and we're going to do a kit launch with players and staff, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then before the Orlando game, we was at a bar where all the Arsenal fans were meeting, and Stuart, who's the photographer, was there. Frimpong came, and a few other Arsenal staff members. They were mixing, they were drinking. You're like, yo, you come all the way to America, you're treating fans over here brilliant, which is how you should treat them. You come to England, you can't even speak to these guys, you know. So, and this is what I'm saying. They have to change the way that they are treating fan channels, the way they are treating fans. You know, they've got to start letting people like Robbie and AFTV and Cecil into the press conference, sit down and do interviews with them. This is why I really want Edu to do this interview with AFTV, because I think that will open up the door for all of this. So let's see what happens anyway. Let's see if they do it. Everyone's saying power bank. I know. And believe it or not, I had a power bank in the suitcase and didn't have it that night. It was ridiculous. One of them things, innit? But it is what it is, people. Let's see. E. Ross said that's crazy. They should treat everyone the same wherever you are. English fans are more harsh, said Omzo. USA fans are just starstruck. Yeah, maybe it's because in England we're more critical of them. I think it's one of them, you know. We get a lot more frustrated over here, possibly. And maybe we're a lot more harsh. Everything happens for a reason, said Broads. Bigger and better will come. Hey, it is what it is, man. Great trip anyway. O'Malley said they have changed a little with the local business support they've been doing. I think it's coming to London. And the thing is, they can do it a lot quicker. You know, it's great you do an advert in a chip shop. That's brilliant. But, you know, there's a big fan base there that are waiting. Lee Judges and Edu becoming best mates. Brilliant. I absolutely love it, honestly. I know that Lee and Cecil met Edu in Germany, had a good chat with him, and I know they're still connected. So I hope they do the interview, man. I really do. I think that'll be brilliant. Right, anyway, let's move on, people. Let's move on. Let's move on from the Edu stuff. Just briefly, Arsenal are playing another pre-season friendly tomorrow. It's behind closed doors. Let me just click on this. I haven't got it loaded up. Arsenal, let's have a look. Arsenal will be playing a pre-season friendly tomorrow at London Colney against Brentford. The match is at Colney as Arsenal are currently working on the pitch ahead of the pre-season game against Seville in the Emirates Cup this Saturday. I'm not sure if they're going to show it. I'm pretty sure they're not, which is another thing that I think is ridiculous. But listen, we're on positive vibes right now. Let me not get caught up. But Arsenal play against Brentford tomorrow behind closed doors. And, yeah, whether they're going to show it on the website or not, I'm not sure. I hope they do. And we'll see what happens with that one. Hussein said, to be fair, pre-season tour is like a holiday. They don't have time and energy to do many events like this. Thank you for your work. I think during international breaks, they could. You know, they have a little bit of time. I get you. The vibe is different when you're abroad. You know, it does have a holiday vibe about it. It's a lot different during the season. When you're desperate for 3 points every week. But I still think they can make a conscious effort to do more with the fans, you know. Rowan said, behind closed doors and Ketty a hat-trick incoming. Yeah, he's amazing when the camera's not on him too much. Nah, listen, he's looked sharp in pre-season. You know, hopefully he proves me wrong. I hope he does. Mr. Smith said, Curtis, when I worked in the game, I would go and stand with the fans at away games. In case you're wondering, I worked next door with Graham Taylor. I was his sports psychologist back in 2000. Wow, that's brilliant, man. Brilliant. I'm sure some of you have got great stories, man. I'd love to hear your stories, man, if you've got football stories. Alan said versus Brentford to scout Ivan Toney. Yeah, just grab Ivan Toney, man, afterwards, you know. Nick said, yeah, for $5.99. I mean, let's not talk about that. You know, it's interesting how Everton were showing the same game for free and we were charging for it. It is what it is. Fitz said, London fan engagement equals standing around the corner of the stadium car park hoping the players will stop for 5 minutes to acknowledge them. Utter travesty. The only time you can go to a game and meet a player, unless you're fortunate enough to get, you know, in a director's box or in the players' lounge, They come out of the car park, they drive up the road, and there's a traffic light at the top of the road. Most people go and stand at that traffic light, and you just hope that it's on a red light by the time a player gets there. If they hit the red light, everyone surrounds the car, and you just hope that they open the window for about 10 seconds. That is the only chance you get to meet a player. Unless you, like I said, you're in a box or you're in the VIP lounge or whatever. And that to me is horrible. Because I remember when I was a kid, local boy, Nottingham Forest, they were my local team. You could literally stand outside the car park where the players would just walk out and you could meet all the players. So I definitely think Arsenal have to do something where, you can meet these players a little bit more. So we'll have to see anyway. But you're right. Over 2,000 of you in the chat. Amazing support, people. Really appreciate it. Next week, once I'm a bit more organised, we'll do a 50k giveaway. We'll do a member stream. And, obviously we'll be building up to the Premier League season. Apologies that the content, especially the live streams, have not been as proactive. Obviously, I've been on holiday. I went on the tour. Lots of stuff. But obviously next Friday, we kick off the season. Ghost had said at Highbury, I had a convo with Ian Wright from the changing room down to me on the street. So you just wouldn't see that now, would you, 50k merch. Yeah, we'll do something. We'll definitely do something. PS5, I don't know, they're hard to get hold of. I can't lie. Let's move on. Let's talk transfers anyway, people. Let's talk transfers. Let's talk about Youri Tielemans because, as I said, and apologies, I didn't want to do the ITK thing, but as I said, one of the Arsenal staff members who I met said that he thinks Tielemans is going to get done. Take it with a pinch of salt. I don't want anybody to say that this is the gospel truth. I'm just saying what I was told. Now, I've said for a long time I don't understand this situation from the outside. The explanation seems to be that we can't sign Tielemans until we sell people. I think we've reached a financial point where we can't sign anyone else until we get rid of some players because the wage bill is so high. Nelson, Maitland-Niles, Torreira, Bellerin, all these players, Leno, all these players that they want to sell, they haven't got rid of them yet. And they need to so that the wage bill is lower so that they can bring one or two more in. Now, Fabrizio Romano has tweeted and he said the Youri Tielemans deal is stalling. And I mean, listen, the Leicester chairman, I'm not going to, man saying pronounce his name, listen, all the best pronouncing that. But the Leicester chairman confirms it's nothing. He said there haven't been any offers yet. There hasn't been anything concrete or a proposition yet, he said when asked about Manchester United and Arsenal rumours. Now, I've said time and time again, as much as Tielemans looks like Arsenal have negotiated with him, got the deal done and put it on the back burner, get rid of a couple players, then we sign him. You know that if Manchester United don't get De Jong signed, which they're struggling to get De Jong at the moment, this apparently is their plan B. Now, you know that when Man United turn up to sign Youri Tielemans, they're just going to go, Leicester, what do you want? 35 million? There's the 35 million. Youri Tielemans, what do you want? 100 grand a week? There's 100 grand a week. Because Manchester United do that. They don't mess about when it comes to signing players. So as much as Arsenal feel like they've got this deal done, they can't afford to wait. They just can't. But the reality is, people, they are definitely stretched financially at the moment. They're a heck of a lot of players. Man asking me to try saying the name. I don't even... So I would say Ayawat looks like the first name. The surname, Shrivdhana Prabha. Shrivdhana Prabha. Ayawat Shrivdhana Prabha. That's how I'd go for it. I've probably absolutely destroyed his name. You have a go as well, people. At least at least you don't have to say it out loud. But yeah, there's definitely something in it. Franklin said, no player with sense wants to sign under Arteta and Edu. It's clear to see. No, I wouldn't say that. I don't think it's as bad as that. Cody Mystified said, I've butchered it. King said I missed his super chat. Apologies, bro. Let me scroll back through. The revenue potential from the US is massive, so I can think that's why they're going in so hard on the US, maybe. Listen, everywhere. We heard that the rumour was while we was out there that Arsenal are going to go to Australia next summer. That's the rumour at the moment. So I don't think they would do back-to-back tours of the US. Usually they go maybe Australia, then maybe China, then maybe back to the US in a couple of years, something like that. Kings, there it is, mate. He said, big up, Big C. Well done on the tour. It's me, Gambi and Guna. Hey, man's switched up the whole setup. When is the next member stream? I just started a new channel. More success for you, bro. Hey, make sure you go and follow the channel, man. I always say anybody who's got a channel or anything like that, promote it in the comments, man. Let me know. I'll push it, you know. You guys and, you support my channel on a daily basis. The least I can do is give you a bit of promo for your channel. So big up yourself, man. And appreciate that. Nimbo said, my Wi-Fi password. Listen, you make that your Wi-Fi password, you're never going to get hacked. That is for sure. But listen, with Fabrizio, I mean, I've said before, big up Fabrizio, innit? Nearly 10 million followers he's got on Twitter. Everybody kind of goes to him for the transfers. But I do think at times he's just throwing things out just for engagement. You're basically saying nothing for anybody. So yeah, it's a whole lot of nothing that he's saying there. So it is what it is. Big up Curtis for the channel promotion. Yeah, man. Listen, anybody got a YouTube channel, anything like that? Throw it in the comments, people. I'll promote it. Saraf said, "Hi Curtis, big up. Can we challenge for the title in your opinion if we sign Tielemans and a winger like Gakpo? I think Liverpool will struggle to replicate last year's performance. I think this year that Liverpool will go down a little bit. I don't mean down in terms of where they finish in the league. They could still finish second. I don't think they will be, this year they were chasing the quadruple at one point. They got to the Champions League final. As good as Darwin Núñez is or might be, I think taking Mane out of the Liverpool team and bringing Darwin Núñez in, I actually think that makes them worse because I genuinely think Mane is probably their most dangerous attacking player. I think Salah gets more goals than him, but I feel like Mane is almost the biggest threat when you play against Liverpool. He's the one that is like at your neck the whole game. I almost think Mane causes a lot of the problems that Salah benefits from on the other side. Now, I think Luis Diaz is a brilliant winger, and I think he's capable of becoming a world-class winger as well. There's no guarantees he's going to get the amount of goals that Sadio Mane gets. So, yeah, I think Liverpool, and I also think Manchester City will go up a level because I just think Haaland will score 20, 30 goals this season. So, in terms of answering your question, I don't think we'll challenge for the title this year, if I'm being honest. What I think is we can get closer. I don't think we should be finishing, anything stupid like 20 points behind Manchester City. I think we should be closer to them. I think we should be taking points off them teams this year as well. We should be beating Liverpool. We should be beating Manchester City. We shouldn't just be playing these teams thinking, oh, it's Man City will get beat. It's Liverpool will get beat. We should be going to them games saying, listen, we got enough quality to beat you this year. So, yeah, I think we can get closer. But I don't think we can title challenge. Not this year. I don't think we've done enough in the window yet. Spartacus said, Big C, I agree. Mane is a beast and Liverpool will miss him. I think he's an absolutely huge miss for them. I really do. Top 4 is necessary this year, 100%. Top 4 or win the Europa League, That would be my shout. Man just said, love the Mickey Mouse dig in the AFTV interview. I had to do it, people. It felt right. Got the crowd hyped as well. I was all about vibes. So, yeah, man, I had to throw that little shot at them with their Mickey Mouse defending. God's Power said, I'm praying Arsenal do a preseason tour in Nigeria. The fan base here is massive. 5.5 million fans in the Nigeria fan base. I mean, I know Robbie went over there. He said it was incredible. So, it would be great. Listen, Arsenal, I think they need to tour more places there. I think they've been it's usually always been America, Australia, or maybe China. I think they need to, broaden that now. Go to different countries. Go to Africa. Go to different parts of Asia. Go to South America. Go to the Caribbean. They got to understand they're worldwide. They need to touch these places, man. Man said, rubbing Robbie's bald head. Yeah, it was just one of them, I don't know why he was there. You rub his bald head, man. Well, it makes sense, They should go to Mexico. Keith said, thanks for the US content. Big C when Super Kev back. As soon as I get off here, I'm going to drop him a message. I know he was in the comments earlier. Hopefully get him on in the next week or so. All about the money. You're right. It is. They'll go where the money is, I'm afraid. Jashar said, big up Curtis. Why sign Vieira when you could have got Basuma and Tillemans? Make it make sense. Listen, I've said it, I'll never write this Vieira off because I haven't seen him yet. And he was cool when I met him. I couldn't believe how good his English was that he spoke. But you look at it and you think the position he kind of plays, we're not desperate for that position where we needed that centre midfielder. Vieira costs more than Basuma. He costs more than probably what Tillemans would cost. So, yeah, I agree with you there. That signing was a bit of a... I don't. It wasn't necessary. It was an addition. That was one of them ones that you sign after you've signed what you really need. Shibe said Curtly butchered that name. Hey, apologies. I had to go. Mr. Smith said, I really enjoyed the content from you all on the American tour. Appreciate it. Shreya said Vieira is an underrated baller. I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's a bonus because the Arsenal fans are not even talking about him. So if he comes in and he looks really good, it'll be a massive bonus. Roshen said Arsenal came to South Africa in 92. They beat Man United, Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. I had all the games on VHS, the good old days, eh? Yeah, I'm going to do another... we'll set that up on Monday. We'll do a Fantasy Premier League this year. We'll set up a bit different this year. I'll do maybe a prize for the winner. I'm going to take it serious this year because after about the first month, I was having a nightmare and I never changed my team. I just left it. But this year, we're going to do it a bit more. I'm going to make sure I'm on top of it and try and... I want to win it this year. I came about 700th last year out of 2,000, which was a stinker. Ben said Vieira has so much potential at 34 million. I think it's great business. He is already one of the best young players in Europe. I mean, that's big praise. I know the former chairman said he couldn't believe Porto sold him for 34 million. He said he was their best young player. So let's see anyway. Jay said the American tour was hilarious. I'd love to be out there next year. Well done, Curtis and all the AFTV crew. No, I appreciate it, man. It was brilliant. It was really good. Arsenal to Canada. That would be a good trip, man. Get them to Toronto. Let's talk about Jarrod Bowen, people. Let's move on. Now, again, this stems, I think, from Fabrizio again. Fabrizio has basically come out and said he doesn't know who it is, but Arsenal are going to sign a right winger. So now every right winger that's in Europe that looks as if he can, be signed, we're being linked with him. This story has come out that Arsenal have had a meeting with West Ham winger Jarrod Bowen's representatives, or they've got a meeting next week. The mystery winger, which is now what Fabrizio is calling it, target is not just a one-man list, and Arsenal are exploring options. This won't be the first time Arsenal have met with Bowen's camp. So apparently, 2 weeks ago, Arsenal had a meeting with Jarrod Bowen's agent. They're now believed to be having a second meeting next week. Now, I can tell you something. You don't have a second meeting with a player's agent unless you believe you can get that player. Because usually it would be dismissed in the first meeting. Now, would Jarrod Bowen leave West Ham to go to Arsenal? I think he would. He played for Hull City in the Championship. He's gone to West Ham. That was a big step up. He's done really well there. He's got in the England squad. Going to Arsenal pushes him on to another level. Now, it's believed that West Ham would want about £60 million for Jarrod Bowen. Where I'm at with this, and I want to know your opinions, I'm sure Broads is absolutely, throwing a party. He's been pushing this signing for about the last 6 months. I like Jarrod Bowen as a player. I honestly do. I think he's a good player. For 60 million, I wouldn't be signing Jarrod Bowen. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. we spoke yesterday that you could probably get Leroy Sané for 50 million. Now, I know Leroy Sané's had injury problems. Gakpo's available for 40 to 45 million. You know, I just don't see value in 60 million pounds for Jarrod Bowen. I think he's a good player. If I was signing him for 30 million, 35 million, even 40 possibly, 60 million to me is what I always call English tax, Premier League tax. He's just not. I haven't seen enough to say drop 60 million pound on him. You know, so let me know what you think in the comments, people. Mr. Raj says 60 million is a bargain. Arsenal Blueprint said we could swap him for Pepe. I just think Pepe would leave the Premier League if he left Arsenal. I don't think he would want to stay in England. The English tax is audacious. Hamster said Bowen would be great. So some of you do like him. You know what? We're going to put a poll up. We've got to do a poll. More polls than a strip club, people. Let's get it up. Cody Mystified said 38 million tops. Ammo said, do we need English players to get that? Man said that Brexit quota. You know there is a requirement for a certain amount of English players in your squad. I'm not sure what the numbers are, but maybe we need an English player, you know? So maybe that's why they're going for him. Personally, I think that's way too much money for him. He's a good player, but 60 million, you got to be a top player. Hey, smooth one, Jay. Relax yourself, bro. Marty said 45. Shreya said Bowen for 50 mil at best. Darren said, is 60 million too much? Just because it's boring old Bowen. If he was Spanish and had the same stats, would our opinion be the same? That's interesting. Sometimes people say that. You buy an English player, they look boring. You know, you buy a flamboyant Brazilian, a Spanish player, an Italian, you pay massive money. I don't think it is that. I don't mind buying English players. When we were linked with Maddison last year, I was up for that. I think Maddison was a good player. I just don't think Bowen is a 60 million pound player. I just don't. He hasn't done it for a long time in the Prem, really. He hasn't played Champions League. He's only just got in the England squad. I just don't see it. More likely to be Adama Traore available now for £10 million. I'm sorry, people, and I said this, and a lot of people don't agree. I would go for a top winger, of course, but I'm saying if you can't get a top winger, I would take Adama Traore for 10 million as just a madman off the bench to just cause havoc. I'm telling you, I don't think we have enough weapons in this team. Who would you rather bring on, Pepe or Traore? Because Pepe, what I saw on that US tour, I've totally lost all faith in that guy. I watched this guy for 70 minutes against Orlando, who are bang average MLS team, not run at anybody, just not do anything. And then Saka comes on within 5 minutes and just ruins the fullback about 4 times. I'm telling you now, I would take a chance on someone like Adama, but he wouldn't be my first choice. There are obviously better options than him, but Jarrod Bowen at 60 million for me is not good business. I can't lie. Pepe is trash, says Renat. I don't think he's trash. I just don't think he's not made for us and not made for the Prem. See, cancelled his Pete membership. That's done, mate. I cancelled that. Adama is a gem off the bench. I mean, you start him, he's all over the place at times, Adama. But off the bench, he's a problem. I would hate to be a fullback. After 60 minutes, 70 minutes, you're bringing on Adama Traore. He's going to give you problems, that is for sure. So, yeah, man, we'll have to see on that one, people. But what do you think about Jarrod Bowen? I'm going to put a poll up, actually. Pepe's being played in the wrong position and system. I mean, I hear people say this a lot. You've got to play counter-attack. You've got to play him right forward. We're kind of playing him right wing, right midfield. He's hugging the touchline. The one excuse I can't make for him, the amount of times this guy gets the ball one-on-one with the fullback and doesn't run at him, that's got nothing to do with system. That's got nothing to do with the position you're playing in. He's still in the same sort of area of the pitch. He just doesn't run at fullbacks. He absolutely does my head in with it. He constantly cuts back and passes the ball. And I just, for me, he's not the one anymore at Arsenal. Curtis, would you take Kingsley Coman? I don't... Again, he's been a bit of a super sub at Bayern Munich for a long time. Very quick, very tall. doesn't seem to want to leave. That's the problem. He seems to just love, being a bit of a super sub at Bayern Munich. So, I mean, it depends what price you were paying for him, Kingsley Coman. I'm not totally convinced that he's a top player. I think he would be expensive as well. Right, let me get this poll up. It wasn't working. More polls than a strip club, people. Would you sign Jarrod Bowen for 60 million? Would you sign Jarrod Bowen for 60 mil? Not for me. I'm not going to lie. For 60 mil, I'm expecting better than that. But some of you may disagree. He is a good player. I like Neto. A few of you saying Neto, I'm a fan. It's just this injury. This knee injury could be a problem. Gunnar said Pedro Neto from Wolves could be tempted with a 40 million offer. Blueprint said Kingsley is quality. James said C Unit and AFTV all or nothing tour would sell off. Do you know what? Listen, there've been convos. There've been conversations. This is a conversation that's being had. Maybe a little tour needs to happen around the UK or something. But I know AFTV want to keep doing these. They went to Nigeria a few months ago. I know they're planning on doing a few other countries over the next 5 or 6 months. And one of them mentioned was Jamaica. So if they go Jamaica, I'll definitely go on that. Enough Jamaican man I met in Orlando as well. Big up each and every one of you, man. Blessings, man. There was great vibes over there, man. It was a party atmosphere. Munib said, I would still take Wilfried Zaha. He's 29. It's still a good age. He's an Arsenal fan. He's got something to prove and experience. He can play anywhere across the front line and is a game changer. My opinion on Zaha, listen, I'm a massive fan of Zaha. I think he's an absolute problem. I would say he's probably good. I would say as a fullback, he's probably one of the hardest wingers to play against in the Prem. Just for, he's 6 foot plus, he's quick, he's skillful, he's ridiculously aggressive. He will run at you every single time he gets the ball. And he's just had his best season. He scored 15 goals in all competition. I just don't think Arteta would go for him. He's 29. He's got a bit of an ego and a personality, and he's on big wages. It's kind of everything what Edu just said that they were trying to get rid of. Edu said, I don't want players over 27 who are on big wages, who are going through the motions. So I just don't see Zaha. Zaha would come to Arsenal, but I just don't think Mikel Arteta would go for him. I think we missed it. When we signed Pepe, that was our opportunity to get Zaha, and I think we missed it. Rashid said Serge Gnabry, those guys are 60 million, not Bowen. I think the problem is, when you look at the winger market now, the top wingers are very expensive, and you're going to have to pay big money for wingers just below that. People talking about Moussa Diaby over there in Germany. He's had a very good year. We've never really seen how good he is in the Champions League. He's only just got in the French squad. I think Bundesliga tax is a real thing as well. There's very much a 50-50 split when it comes to players coming from the Bundesliga and doing well here. On one hand, you've got strikers like Aubameyang who've come from there, and for the first couple of years, he ripped the Premier League apart. Players like Gundogan have done very well. But on the flip side, Timo Werner was one of the best strikers in Germany, ripping that league apart. He was so bad up front in the Premier League that Chelsea are playing him left wing. Now Sterling's coming in. He's probably going to get benched. They'll probably try and get rid of him. So there is a 50-50 split. So even dropping 60 million on someone like Diaby is a big risk in my opinion. Now Nkunku, now that is a player. That is a serious player. I know he signed a new deal with a release clause. The release clause kicks in next year. So I think Nkunku will leave Leipzig next year and probably go back to maybe PSG. Kolasinac, there you go. Team of the season. Granit Xhaka, team of the season. One of the best midfielders that year, they were saying, in Germany. And look at how bad he's been in the Premier League. So Bundesliga is a risky thing. Kai Havertz, £80 million. Good player, has good times, but sometimes kind of goes through the motions. The watcher said 2.2k watching. Curtis, we're going places, man. I remember when it was just me and about 5 others. Hey, listen, I remember them times, man. People don't remember them streams. There is, a handful of people in here. So listen, I never take it for granted, man. I appreciate all the support and all the fan love and all the likes. And listen, I always say this channel is an open channel. This is football debate. I don't expect everyone to come in and agree with my opinion. It's not a channel where we're not the get-along gang. You can come in here and tell me that I'm wrong. It's fine. As long as you're respectful. We'll have open debate. It's fine. So, but I just think there's a lot of optimism going into this season. I think things are looking good. I just think we need a couple more players because for me, you're going to add maybe 10 to 15 European games this season. And I think the squad is going to be stretched. The fact we have a World Cup in the middle of the season. You look at it now, Ramsdale will go to the World Cup. I don't know if have Japan qualified? Is Tomiyasu there? I'm not sure. I think they probably are. Gabriel will go. Saliba will probably go if he's starting. Ben White might go. Tierney didn't qualify. Zinchenko didn't qualify. Xhaka will go. Partey will go. Odegaard, they didn't qualify. Saka will be there. Martinelli will probably be there. Jesus will be there. The majority of our team will be there. So you don't know how these players are going to come back from the World Cup. Japan have qualified. Matt Turner will be there. A lot of our players will be there. So how are they all going to come back? So we need to make sure that when they do come back, we've got a squad that we can rotate, that we've got players that can come back in, Joseph said, Curtis, do you think Aubameyang will play a lot at Barca this season? Probably not. No, listen, they'll rotate him. I reckon he'll have to play off the wing a little bit more. You don't sign Lewandowski to bench him. So unless they play in a 2, I think Aubameyang will get moved to the left. And even on the left, he probably won't start. They've got Ferran Torres and other wingers. So, yeah, and Rafinha. Rafinha will probably play on the right or Dembele. So, yeah, Oba could be a backup dancer this year. That's for sure. Augustine said, Curtis, you should link up with Jess. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've never done a show with her, man. Yeah, listen, I'm always open to doing shows with people, man. It's sometimes with me, without sounding, how can I put this? I need to put this right. Do you know what? I won't approach many people to do collabs. Let me put it that way. I don't approach many people to do collabs. So sometimes the collab won't happen unless somebody reaches out to me. Do you know what I mean? And that's not me being like arrogant or anything like that. I only really collab with people that I've met or I've spoken to, or something like that. I've never really spoke to her that much and things like that. Just say she hit you up and you ghosted her. I don't know about that one. I don't even know about that one unless she's messaged me before and I've missed it. I don't know, bro. But I'm just one of them people. I'm just one of them. Yeah, man. Do you know what it is? Let me tell you, right, in this YouTube game, right, the more people you work with, the more complicated things get. And YouTube is, I don't know, people are emotional on YouTube. Some people are emotional on YouTube. Oh, I messaged you and you didn't respond to me. Nah, ain't nothing like that. Maybe I didn't see your message, or maybe. Do you know what I mean? People start getting emotional. Then they go, oh, I messaged this person and they didn't respond to me. And now we've got a problem with each other. I'm not about all that, man. Just, you know what I mean? So I keep it minimal. You keep it minimal, there's less complications. If I know you and I've got your number, I'll just call you. Yo, can you do Thursday? Boom. Let's go on. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it is what it is. But yeah, listen, I don't mind working with people, man. Just reach out. I'm easy to get hold of, man. No, I'm telling you, man, people are emotional in this YouTube game, man. Oh, I messaged you and you didn't respond and blah, 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 man. It ain't that deep, you know what I mean? It's not that deep. But, you know how it goes, man. You know how it goes. Good to get exposure on other channels. Yeah, listen, I don't mind. I'll go on. You've seen me. I go on other people's channels, but I'm just not, sometimes you got to concentrate on your own channel and really build it and push it But yeah, it is what it is. KG said, I hear you, Curtis. What does he say? Oh, it's gone off. This season, there will be very few collabs. I'm just happy doing my own thing. It does get complicated. Trust me, YouTube is different. It's different, man. It ain't like everyone's on, people get emotional about it and all. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Too much pride out of there. Humble, man. You got to do a collab with my girl, Jess. Simon said, big up, Big C. Caught you live. Have you recovered after your US trip? I got to be honest, last night, I slept for about 11 hours, bro. I was so tired. Didn't sleep on the plane. Do you know what I mean? South London's finally said, we definitely need a DG collab. Yeah, man, listen, I'm cool with DG. You know what, man? I just see a comment then. I missed it, but somebody said, oh, DG said you're hearing him. I'm like, bro, I haven't spoke to DG in weeks. So I don't know how I'm meant to be hearing him. We're cool. If I don't know, maybe he's messaged me and I've missed it. But yeah, man, you know that collab's always there. It's there, man. I tell people all the time, don't take it personal, man. But it is what it is. Let's see what you got to say before we round up. Tillemans is rubbish. Savic is the real deal, and Zaha would be great. I don't think Tillemans is rubbish. He's good, man. He's good. But I think Milinkovic-Savic would be more exciting. Curtly pushing big numbers now. Big dog pushing big bucks. Listen, man, we have to level up. That's the whole point of anything, innit? When you go to the gym, you expect the muscles to look bigger. The more work you put in on your channel, you want things to get bigger. The sponsorships have to be, you might have to pay a little bit more to get on this channel now. That's how it goes, people. That's what progress is about. Curtis needs to collab with Rants. Yeah, that'll be a good one. I'm cool with Rants. He's doing his thing. I know he's mainly on Twitch. I think he does a few bits, short content on YouTube. Big him up, man. Big him up. Mr. Ginger said, good to see you, Curtis. I'm so looking forward to a new season. I need that away black kit. It's banging. It is banging. You definitely need to get that one. DJ Sweet says, Curtis on that old school 90s tip. Bad man don't beg friend. I get you, bro. Straight up, keep doing what you do. Listen, I'm one of these people. I'm cool. You'll never see me calling no one out on Twitter. It's calm. I'm just focused. I'm doing my thing. If we're cool, you shout me, we do a collab. You know what I mean? If I'm busy, if I don't see it, it ain't nothing personal. Keep it moving. We link up, we do it when it works for both of us. That's all it is with me, you know what I mean? Clement said, Rants is also hard to collab with. He's also doing his thing just like Big C. I need to chill a bit. Big up, Clement. Hope you're well, bro. Polymation, the legend himself. I'm very excited for next season. Thank you for sending that background as well. I will use that on one of the shows. Greg said it's simple. Big C, you don't really flex or link with people you don't vibe with. Yeah, exactly, man. You just stick to, Win said we can watch All or Nothing here. Yeah, big up the Twitch gang. When All or Nothing comes out, I'm definitely going to do watch-alongs. And maybe we can show it on Twitch. So I'll have to have a look. Yeah, man, we'll definitely do watch-alongs to that. King said... Big C, people need to understand you're also a family man, wife, kids. It's not easy to keep. Yeah, man, it's different. When you got kids and stuff, man, that you know what I mean, a lot of your general communication levels drop. You can't focus on your phone as much, That's how it is. Mexican Guna said, big up Curtis, that US tour was lit. Roshen said, was weird seeing Curtis with Don instead of Laurie. Yeah, man, listen, big up both of them, man. Both top guys. Let's see what else. Just tuned in. 60 mil Bowen. Let me end that poll. What was you saying about Jarrod Bowen? Somebody said you missed a super chat. I'll pull that up. 71% of you saying you wouldn't want Jarrod Bowen. 29% said you would. Yeah, listen, I just don't think it's 60 million. It's worth it. Nick said, I listen to Lee Gunner because he's not afraid to speak his mind despite people saying he's toxic, when in reality he just wants Arsenal to win and get back to the top. I think Lee Gunner is... I understand where he kind of wants Arsenal to be. I agree with a lot of what he says. I'm going to be honest. I think a lot of what he says makes a lot of sense. I think sometimes the way he goes about it, I think, is a little bit extreme and far-fetched, if I'm being honest. But I do understand his point. I think I think fans set the standards of any football club, and if fans accept mediocrity, ultimately the club know they can feed that to you. But we also have to understand sometimes you can't go from 8th to just winning the title with the same people in charge. You know, it's very difficult unless they change how they're thinking. It's going to take time. I don't like that. That's just the reality of where the football club is. So, yeah, man, listen, I always say everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just think there's ways of doing it, you know. I just think he's extreme with his opinions, and sometimes you can go about things in a more positive way. That's all I would say. I don't think it always has to be bashing everyone. You know, I think sometimes you can be positive in your in the way you're trying to deliver your message about change. That's what I would say. Not you know, that's how I would say. Try and balance it a little bit more, you know. But listen, everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's what I always say about YouTube. Everyone's entitled to your opinion. It's your channel. You set it up and you talk what you believe, and you have to respect that, people. Tony Claude said, Curtis, do you miss Orlando at all? Listen, man, I have to admit, when I got off that plane, I was cold. It was cloudy. Great being back and seeing the family, but obviously in terms of the place and what was going off, yeah, it was brilliant over there. I can't lie. Sammy said, bro, I love your stream so much. I appreciate that, man. Big up. Let's have a look. What are you saying here? How many voted? I think we had about 1,000 votes on that one. I only had it up for a little period of time. Bowen scores goals. How we turn our nose to, but I think he's a good player. I think the price is too high. Lucas said, Curtis, I just reached 2K yesterday. I achieved more than Arsenal vlogs. Hey, big up. Well done on reaching 2K, Luca. Listen, man, those milestones mean a lot. I'm telling you. I remember when I got to 1K. Whew, the joy at hitting 1K is serious. I'm telling you. You know, you just like, wow, them days, man. It's amazing how quick they can take off, though. I can't lie, people. So, you know, keep going. Keep going. Big up FaZe, who said, I've been busy with the new job lately. Anyway, big up Big C. Hope you're well, bro. How are you feeling about Man United, man? Big season. Naples gone. I will be doing a giveaway next week. Mate, do I do the black kit? You know what? You let me know, people. What would you like for the giveaway within reason? Yeah, I would have loved to have done a PS5 or something along those lines. I just can't get hold of one, to be honest. And I got my one there. I can't give that away, but yeah, let me know. Let me know. You know, a kit. I could give away a kit, the new black kit or something, but I don't know. You let me know, people. The black kit is absolute fire. I can't. Man said a Rolex. I'll get you one from Wembley Market, mate, for £12. You know, you get that on your wrist. Your wrist will turn green, mate. That won't go far. Arsenal season ticket, boy, man, if only. Define within reason. Look at this guy, yo. Relax yourself. Big up my brother, FFTV. See, this guy came out, did the PS5 giveaway, did it early as well. I told him, yo, you're doing it early, you know. He did it when he had like 1K. I said, all right, you've set a standard now. Let me see. You're going to have to maintain. You go that high, that early. His next giveaway, anything below that's going to be a disappointment. So I told you, Fran's next giveaway, what, 10K or 5K? I want Bitcoin. I want a car. I want a mortgage. I want some Gucci loafers. I want a holiday. Anything below that, and I'm fuming. Yeah, anything below that is not acceptable. That's a good idea. I could do a match day ticket. The only thing is, I'm kind of wiping out a lot of fans who live abroad who maybe can't get over. A match day ticket ain't going to do much good for them. So I suppose maybe I could do a choice of 3 things, and then whoever wins, you can pick one of the 3. That might work. Flip Mode said, Curtis, don't read my messages. And there you go. I've just read your message, and I don't think that message was really worth it. Look at this guy, man's deflect. You better relax yourself, you know. See, I came in here with shirt giveaways. So I knew as the channel got bigger, we can just slowly build the giveaways up. So every giveaway is going to feel that bit better. He's coming all the way up here. Now I want to see if you can maintain it. You can't give away no Arsenal shirt next giveaway, you know. That's not acceptable. So let's see. I want to see when Fran hits 10K what he's giving away. Bitcoin all over the place, people. Yeah, I think the choice will be a good one. Maybe I'll give you a choice of 3 and you pick out the 3 people. Because, boy, that Orlando trip, you know, was a pricey one. I can't lie. A lot of stuff was going on over there. I did a signed Rafinha shirt. A signed shirt would be a good one. Man said a Eddie 14. Hey, listen, I don't know. You know, I've got to ease off on the Eddie thing still. People were telling me in America, man, I got to be easier on him. Go easy on me. I got to go easier on Eddie, man. I can't keep hammering him. No merch while the Cronkays it. Cronkays aren't going nowhere, man. I'm telling you. We're stuck with them until the fans change. Give Eddie away. I'm all the way up. Listen, people, it's one of them. I think I'll do a choice of 3. Could do a match day ticket, a shirt, and something else. Maybe just cash. Take some cash. Give me a PayPal, drop some cash in the account. Cash, ticket, or a shirt. I think that's a decent choice, you know. Jashar said, big up Curtis, give the rip shirt away. It will be priceless. I think I kept it down. It's there, man. It's there. It's all over the place. It's a classic. Open plan shirt. Do you know the funny thing? Somebody sent me a video the other day of some designer making football shirts with a button up. I said, yo, I need 10%, bro. They definitely got that idea. Man said, cash, how about 10K? Hey, ain't going to be that kind of cash, bro. Nah, no cash, bro. Relax. You might get 50 quid or something. Relax yourself. Open plan shirt, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, man. Anyway, we're out of here, people. We've been on for, hour and 20 minutes. Big up to each and every one of you for tuning in. Plan this week. What's the plan this week? Now, we'll get some live streams in this week. We'll get some live streams in. And big up Arsenal Rodders in Blackpool, man. I ain't seen you in the comments for a while. Got the Emirates Cup on Saturday. I don't know whether I'm going to it or doing a watch-along for it. I might actually go to it, people. I can't lie. And start the watch-alongs next Friday when we play Palace. But I'll keep you informed. I'll come back on tomorrow, do another live stream. I'll try and do a couple of collabs this week. Since everyone says I'm airing them in the comments. But, yeah, we'll try and get a collab. Maybe tomorrow try and get a collab. And Manoj said, big up Big C and the best community on YouTube. Thanks for all the amazing content throughout the year, especially when football's off. Also, I finished on top of the FPL League last season. Well done. It's a shame. I should have done a prize for last season, but yeah, it is what it is. Cash ticket shirt sounds good. You can't go wrong, people. You know, not too many channels do giveaways like that. I can't lie. But listen, people, thank you for tuning in. 2,100 in the chat. Smash the like on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back tomorrow, people. Take care, everyone. Bless.